you're going to look like such a... Are they going to... Like, I can't even read any further, Andrew. Like, I already have a problem at paragraph number 2.
He says he had a few more big fights in him. Hopkins
all right, I'm gonna read it all, but bruh, that one's hard.
Next is De La Hoya. He's gonna find something that De La Hoya did wrong, and he'll sue him.
Mosley claims that he was training for a fight in March. How many years since his last paying fight? Okay, never mind. When he went to Dr. Gary Brazina about pain and clicking in his right elbow. He says the doctor suggested arthroscopic surgery to fix it, and he explained it was relatively quick and painless, with plenty of time to recover for the fight. According to legal documents, it didn't go as planned. Mosley says the surgery took hours, longer than he was told, and Brazina revealed that he had detached some ligaments and reattached them with screws. Mosley claims he developed a fever and a rash the next day. Brazina failed to tell him that he'd also suffered a severe burning during his surgery, which became infected. What the fuck? What's worse, the boxer claims, his doctor altered some pre-op paperwork to make it appear like Mosley consented to more invasive surgery than he did. He's using Brazina and the hospital where his surgery was performed. He's suing them both. He's suing Brazina and the hospital for damage. Mosley advised Boxing Scene in August of 2017 that he never planned to retire from the sport, at least at that point. I have a few more fights left in me. Bernard Hopkins. I can't even read further.
Lee, what that means is I don't have money for the bill. You guys ruined my career. I'm suing so I don't have to pay.
I guess.
Yeah. Lee, when you see, he did surgery that I didn't improve, that means the bill was bigger than what he thought. Correct?
I guess.
Yeah, I know what that. I think that kind of said it all right there when he's suing because he's saying the surgery they performed he didn't approve. You know what those bills look like on those surgeries? I hope he had insurance. What if he didn't?
You know, I have a shoulder injury right now, and I have seen 3 doctors in the last couple of days, and I have heard every machination of what to do about the shoulder. You know, these guys know. You know. If you're having something done, orthoscopic or otherwise, you know. It's bullshit.
You know, and if it isn't bullshit, whoever's running his career isn't doing a good job. Whoever's reading
you mean his current girlfriend who's sucking all the money out of him?
I don't know who it is.
He's got multiple ex-wives and multiple kids, as I recall. Okay, this dude's got a problem.
Yeah, he does have the ex-wife. He had the big divorce. Remember, she was the manager?
Yeah, she fucking took all his money, and he's just a bitter, broke dude living in Pomona. Here's my advice.
Let me tell you something, you guys. Wait, Lee. Right. Advice for the young fighters. You let your woman know your finances and how to run them your whole career. Believe me, when you mess up, when you scorn her, she will get you back in court. She knows when his biggest paydays are. She knows when his smallest paydays are. Oh, believe me, there were rumors when he fought Mosley. Oh, she went back to court. The child support did go up that year. She was not dumb, Lee. It's not a girl you're getting over on. She knew everything about his career, and she dug him out every time.
Does Christina do the bills for you?
Yes. Yeah, she has all of my credit cards. At least she has cards I didn't know she has.
By the way, for anybody listening, I'm not shitting on Andrew. Diana does all my stuff. Yeah, I'm just given a couple of cards and my ID, and that's it.
I told her, you got to show me at some point how to do my own stuff.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Well,
no, you don't.
Bro, it's kind of scary.
No, you don't. No,
I show her guy stuff. I showed her how to turn on the water sprinkler system the other day. You know what I mean? I said, you got to know this
That's guy stuff?
Oh, yeah, my lady don't do that. What the hell?
By the way, I don't even do that shit. Mine knows how to do. Well, first of all, mine's OCD. So she likes to clean and take care of she's got to be in charge of everything.
Yeah.
And I'm a messy Marvin. So there's a whole thing going on.
And mine used to be on a timer, but my new puppy, yeah, he likes wires.
Here's sad. Okay, so I've been in my current place now for several years. I was looking up at my back hillside, which I sit on a slope, right? And apparently the slope is mine too. And I keep debating, well, maybe I can like cut into the hillside and put an office up there or something, because it's like wasted space. For those of you that live on where you got a slanted hillside above or below you and that's your property, it's the most wasted space of all time, right?
No doubt.
So I'm looking up at this thing going, maybe I can put a deck up there. And to which Diana responded, what, so you could look at the roof of all the neighbors? Good point. Good point. But I'm looking at it. So I'm looking out the window the other day, and I watched the sprinklers come on the hillside. I swear to God, it looked like a fire hose on the hillside. I'm like, did you know that much water hits the hillside? And she goes, yeah, those are pretty strong sprinklers. I said, my God, no wonder we have people walking out in front protesting water waste. I feel like I need to go wash the car in the driveway or something at that point and just go all the way with it. Oh, for those of you wondering, it is summer season, and I will talk about how I keep my grass green. I'm going to tell you the secret right now. I water my fucking grass. In front of people.
I fell asleep with my sprinklers on the other day.
Oh, it's brilliant, dude. It's brilliant.
3 hours and 45 minutes later. My ground is still wet. It's been 100 degrees for like 3 days. The ground is still wet out there.
I digress. I'll do another. Yes, I'm breaking up the stories, dude. I'm trying to stretch. For those listening that are new, like going, what the fuck is this? Really? You want to talk about boxing for 90 straight minutes? Really? Andrew and I only get to catch up once a week. So we text, but it's not the same. So for those of you who don't know, I pick up real estate, right? And we flip real estate as well. So I'm out looking at a property. This guy's in foreclosure. Like, he's missed payments for like 2 years. And I'm going up to his house to go leave him something, but I don't want to run into the guy. I've never been to the house before. As I'm driving up, I'm watching a guy hose down his driveway. The only house on the entire street. Again, California's in a drought. You don't hose down your driveway. It's just frowned upon. Andrew knows this. I know this.
Yes.
We've talked about it repeatedly. People who hose down their driveway over the last couple of years tend to get shit on by the neighbors. As I'm driving down this really long street, I'm looking from just as I start down the road. I'm like, there's a fucking guy hosing down his driveway with shitty cars. Like, there's shitty cars all over the property. Like, first of all, let me tell you about people in foreclosure. If you want to know who's in foreclosure in your neighborhood, it's the asshole with all the cars who's home during the day. That's usually the guy in foreclosure. So I'm driving down the street, and I'm watching this guy hose down, and I go, I guarantee this is the guy. I guarantee it as I drive down. And I pull up right in front, and I look at this fucking tooth-fucked-up, white trash piece of shit hosing down his driveway, dangling an unfiltered something out of his mouth. I'm like, I'm not surprised. I'm like, I don't even want to try to save that. No. I don't need a property that bad. I don't even want to talk to this guy. I'm afraid his taint might come off on me. And by the way, last night, I have discovered there was a white guy competing. Okay, so my guy, Adolfo, who actually in his match, this is so funny, he reported that he was from Mexico, which was hilarious. I'm like, dude, you live in Covina. How are you? Well, technically, I said not technically. You should have a U.S. flag next to your name, but who am I? One of my heavyweights, right?
Right.
Went up against Chad. So I'm standing there. For those of you who don't know, I train in the lovely city of Covina at a lovely place called Teixeira Garcia. Let me explain. I'm the only white guy in my gym. Got it? All right. Which means I get a tremendous level of ball busting. The reason I'm telling you this story, Chad looks like he could be an accountant, and he's kind of got a chubby stomach, and he's a white belt. He's just starting out, right? His buddy came over and starts yelling, "Yeah, Chad!" I'm like, fucking white people are giving white people a bad name. This is not cool. Like, I literally had to tell people on my team, I'm like, this is why white people get shit on. Like, you gotta stop being white at some point and not be so white. Like, it's a problem when you're that white. First of all, if your name's Chad, you're automatically too white. Right there. Right there. You're balding. You got the Q-top. You got the paunch little belly. It's great that you're taking jiu-jitsu. I'm proud of you. Okay? But you're so white, bro. You're so white, you're making me hurt. Okay? Just saying it for the room. That wasn't the funniest moment of the night. Ready for the funniest moment of the night, Andrew?
Yes.
My team is all waiting for Adolfo's next match. He's going on to the gold medal match. We're looking for, and I hear him going, we're looking for a guy in a black gi. That's who his match is against, right? This intolerably large human being starts walking. Dude looks like a lowland gorilla. Big, giant black dude who... I'm telling you, Andrew, you see him walking down the street, you go to the other side of the street, right? And that was my joke. I said, it's not a white guy in a black gi. It's a black guy in a white gi, you idiots, that we're looking for. True story. True story.
Oh
that really happened last night. Why does my house smell like it's on fire? I smell something burning.
Do you have anyone in there that can help you?
No, she was getting... Look, she could have lit candles because I do stink as a human.
Shit.
I don't know. Well, I'll see when I leave after we're done recording. Well, we're halfway through the stories. Everybody still with us? Good. Let's do more news. I'm just breaking it up a little for you guys. Andrew doesn't have anywhere to be for literally 3 hours. We could do another 2 hours of stories, and Andrew would be happy.
Yep.
Because the minute he leaves here, he's got to go do honeydews before he gets to go. And I guarantee there is a list that amasses during the week that Christina will say, honey, can you do this before we go?
Hey, she brought in 300 of that last weekend, Lee.
Nice
no. She wants to go back, too. We're leaving the babies this time. Babies stay home.
That means drinking will happen. Billy Joe Saunders and James DeGaulle. Andrew's going to get lucky this afternoon and evening on multiple levels. At the races. I'm not saying that our women need alcohol to find us more appealing. They just find us more appealing when they have alcohol in their system. This is something Andrew and I agree on. Billy Joe Saunders versus James DeGaulle. DeGaulle. Who cares? September 15th, promoter Frank Warren is trying to set up the match for September 5th. Why would he look at September 15th, Andrew? Why is he being an idiot and trying to compete?
No.
Look, this fight's good. It's a good fight. Okay? Billy Joe Saunders, James DeGaulle for the IBF. It's a good fight. It's not a great fight. It's not even a super fight. I mean, don't get me wrong. But you're going to put it up against Canelo Triple G? Why? Help me out, Andrew.
Because it puts him on the perfect timeline for the matchup between Billy Joe Saunders and whoever wins the rematch. Listen, Lee, if Canelo wins the rematch, I don't see them going back to the table with Triple G. He's demanding too much money. As soon as Canelo gets the advantage in negotiations and Triple G does not back off of a 50-50 or 45-60, whatever, 45-55, whatever they made it. As soon as he doesn't back off from that, Canelo moves on and he looks at Billy Joe Saunders or James DeGaulle. Now, for this fight, the loser is also a winner because guess who he's fighting, Lee? He's fighting the loser of September 15th. So I think this is a win-win for all four that are involved on this night. I like the matchup. James DeGaulle deserves a shot with Billy Joe Saunders. They're both big names over there. They're going to do a good ticket sale. And it's also a worthy opponent for the winner of the rematch between Triple G and Canelo.
Dusty Harrison, who many of you have never heard of. You haven't. Nobody has other than Andrew. The only reason he picked this story is for the next part of the sentence. Dusty Harrison granted release from Rock Nation. Andrew, right. Who is Rock Nation?
That's Jay-Z's promotional company that all they've been doing is losing fighters. Andre Ward to be the biggest one, and now it sounds like, it was a contract dispute that put Ward in retirement again. Rock Nation, they made a loud noise signing Miguel Cotto and Andre Ward right off the bat. Haven't really made noise ever since. I think Andre Ward, one of the most mishandled fighters ever, Lee. Ever. All fucking
I can't.
time.
I don't. You would think just on a social media level he should be further along based on how much. But I digress.
His resume. He's won